All right, welcome. Last night we smashed a sneak peek for Rage of the Abyss. We got the mat, we got the promo, Mimigold Charm, and I was playing the new AZAMINA cards with Snake Eye and FIENDSMITH, and it's crazy. And let's jump into the deck profile. This is the Rage of the Abyss playmat with one of the shark drakes or something on there. So first off, the Snake Eye stuff: Snake Eye Ash, Snake Eye Poplar, Snake Eye Oak. I might play two of this in the future. One worked, but there were times that I was like, man, if I had one more, it would be crazy. Like a lot of times. The one of Flamberge, the one of Diabellstar, Snake Eye Diabellstar, the three Bonfires, the one Temple. Oh, we're gonna turn this light off. The one Original, and then the three Diabellstar. So this is like kind of bridging over into the AZAMINA engine. 3 Wanted, 2 Deception of the Sinful Spoils. I'd probably play this at 3 if I could have gotten 3. I was able to get my hands on 2 though. So 2 Deception. This is a new card. If you guys haven't seen it here, you contribute a monster from your hand or field and add an AZAMINA card from your deck to your hand. If a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, you control an AZAMINA. You can make your opponent lose life points and you gain life points. That's crazy that they put a burn effect. It doesn't need that. It just doesn't need that. It's at least a lot harder to get off than the past Lacrima. Anyway, during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the spell and trap card zone this turn, while face up, you can set it. And so basically this just gets you into the engine, and it's a Sinful Spoil spell card, so Diabellstar can set it. So that's that. And then this other new card, the Hallowed AZAMINA. You reveal a fusion monster, and then basically you send a Sinful Spoil card to fusion summon it. So that's this new card. And this is not once per turn, and it has a graveyard effect that you can shuffle back a fusion to add it to your hand. And so you could use this multiple times. It's kind of crazy. And so those are the new AZAMINA cards right there. Only those 3 were the ones that I ran. Like I said, I would run another Deception if I could. And then we'll see more in the extra deck. But anyway, FIENDSMITH, I ran 2 Engravers, 1 of the new Lacrima. Really cool looking card. Put that up there, you can see it. And basically this card, when it's summoned, you can send an engraver to your graveyard. And then Fillory. And then I only played 1 Tract. It's just a tight deck to fit everything in that I wanted to. And so that's all, basically all of the engine stuff. And then the non-engine, I played crazy amounts. 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 Veiler, only 2 Nib, 2 Ghost Ogre. I decided I wanted to try out either Ghost Ogre or DD Crow, and I tried out Ghost Ogre. It was decent. And then I played the 3 Crossout, Called By, and 2 Talents. Which have a lot of non-engine cards that I wanted to throw in here. And in hindsight, I would probably replace these with Bestials. So I was thinking long term that I would maybe run the Mulch Army, and that would make me maybe want to run this. If I just put at least 1 of the new Mulch Army in the main deck. But yeah, I don't know. This, I never used it. I drew it a couple of times, ended up either discarding it or setting it. This was awesome. I looked at some hands, and it was crazy. And then, yeah, this was in the deck, but it never did anything. But if it was Bestials, it would have just gone off. But like, yeah, this was kind of a last minute quick build. But I totally would replace these for Bestials. I would maybe replace Nib. I never used Nib. And every time that I was able to use it, my opponent had a field that it wouldn't have mattered. I don't know. I'm back and forth about it. It is good though. It's really good when it's really good. But it just wasn't great yesterday. This was actually pretty good. And then all this stuff was great. All this stuff was great. So that is the main deck. I think it's 42, if I'm not mistaken. Extra deck here. So the extra deck, definitely, it's super tight and it's going to change a lot, I think. Well, at least a few cards. I'll go through the things that I don't see changing. So the Sylvia and the Arceolago. These are the new AZAMINA cards. I only chose to run these two. There are two other ones as well that are also not bad. I just have a really tight extra deck. So this one, when you summon it, it lets you add an AZAMINA or Sinful Spoil spell card to your hand. And then if it's destroyed, I think it... Oh, I should put it up here. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add a Sinful Spoil spell card from your deck to hand. And then opponent's monsters lose 500 attack. That never came up for me. But and this one is the negate. This one's crazy. Any battle damage your AZAMINA monsters inflicts your opponent is doubled, which is... It never came up. It's okay though. But then the big thing is when your opponent activates a card or effect, you contribute this card to negate that effect. And then if it's destroyed, you can also add a Sinful Spoil card, trap this time. So that's what those are. That's the two AZAMINA. Let me grab all the FIENDSMITH stuff out of here. This is all kind of the FIENDSMITH engine stuff. We had one Requiem, a Closed Heaven, Sequence, Desiree, Princess, and the High Wave King. So I don't know. We might not even run Princess. That's one of the ones that's maybe not needed. And then the basic stuff, we have our Link 1 Anima, our Link 2's IP, and SP, which are crazy good. Got the Nightmare Phoenix, the Hida, and then the Princess. And I ran Zelantis. I never used it. I wished that it was the Rabbit a lot. I wish that this was Silhouette Rabbit. And as far as Phoenix, like this could be something that you put in the side deck. You could just side it in. But for the most part, the extra deck is good. It's just really, really tight. Like, so I was seeing that I had way more bodies than I was able to end on like good stuff. Like an insane amount of bodies. Like legit, there were times that I was not even sending Flamberge to the graveyard. Like I was not linking him off because I didn't even need the extra bodies. So there was just no need to, because there was nothing in my extra deck that could go into anything that made it worth it. So for sure, both of these could probably come out. Although you do need this if you want to go into Wave King and Desiree. But you could take this out and then take out whichever one of these that you want to, and then just keep the other one, you know? And then you could put in, Lucas Sacco in his video, if you look, he has a combo where he goes into Saryuja, which is crazy, being able to just sculpt your hand that much. So you could throw in a Saryuja. I definitely know I'm going to take this out and put in the Silhouette Rabbit and run Azurune. But then you could also run, you could go Amblo Whale, you could go Pit Knight Philly, you could go Hope Harbinger. It really, I'm interested to see how the meta evolves and which cards are good. Like Hope Harbinger would be crazy good. That's maybe the next one I'm going to try. This is what I kind of did for the side deck. A little bit last minute. Worked pretty well though. Cosmic Cyclone, Harpies. Never drew Cyclone when I sided it in. I drew Harpies. It was okay. It wasn't amazing, but we have some Runic stun players, and so I was definitely respecting that. Cerulean, Sided it in, drew it once. It drew me a couple of cards. It was decent. Other going second, we've got Evenly and Droplet. These were great when I drew them going second. I drew both of them going second in one of my matchups, and it pretty much won me the game. And then I put in Mistaken Arrest. I'm testing this card right now with the new Perulia. I mean the new Mulcharmy card, Fuelos or whatever. Just testing that out because if you know your deck, a lot of decks can play around Mistaken Arrest or like Droll, and so you could choose to use this whenever you want to shut off things like Mulcharmies. And so that's I think it's a good going first card. So thinking about it, I feel like I'm either going to be on this or Droll, one or the other. So maybe both. I don't know. But that was the side deck I played. It worked out pretty well.